G'day everyone, this is your 2019 Austrian Formula 1 Grand Prix Fantasy Wrap brought to you by Fox Blockhead. Oh my goodness, what a week, what a weekend was the Austrian Grand Prix. It's taken me this long to get down from the high. Whew, what a race, what a result. So this is your fantasy result, as it doesn't necessarily have to mimic or mirror the actual result. This is based on fantasy points, how you qualify, how you race, how many people you pass, all that business. Number one, though, is our race winner, Max Verstappen. 49 points for him. We have Charles Leclerc with 35. And in third place, actually a tied third place, is Valtteri Bottas on 29. I think he tied with Verstappen's teammate. I can't remember who that is. My mind has gone blank. We'll see in a moment. With the top team being Ferrari this time around, picking up bonuses, I believe, and Verstappen with the +5. Gasly came equal third. Haha, got it. I remember. There we go, even before I turned the page. So here are your driver fantasy results for Austria. You can see Lando Norris was the value pick for the race, coming in 7th. 7th from a fantasy perspective, of course, with Albon also with a value over 2, Verstappen just shy of the 2.0 value. That's points per $1 million, just coming in shy of 2. Anything that's 2 or more I'm going to highlight. We had a couple of good finishes there from McLaren, even Alex Albon in the Toro Rosso doing well, but all the big hitters were top 6. All of the big hitters was where it was at this weekend. The Williams, George Russell in their 12th, Kubica dead last with -1. Poor Robert. I think he lost a few places during the race, but that's okay. Here is the constructor results from Austria. We have Ferrari with 72 points. Is that what I said? I thought I said 70. 72 for Ferrari, 62 for the Mercedes, 53 Red Bull, 32 McLaren with a value of 4.1. Wow! McLaren have been climbing up the standings. Check that out. Ferrari and Red Bull, both of those over 2 points per million. Doing well. Mercedes just under, but that's the value from Austria. We'll check out the standings in a moment. This is your dream team. Didn't have McLaren, didn't have Ferrari in the constructors spot. This is what I calculated within budget. Looking at this, Verstappen, Leclerc, Gasly, Bottas, Norris, and McLaren, bringing you 223 points. And that would have cost you $99.9 million. If you think you can do better than that, please leave it in the comments. Let me know what I've missed, how I've miscalculated something. I know Formula 1 actually send out an email saying, hey, here's your dream team from the weekend. I don't look at that. I try and work it all out myself, using the data that I've collected, copying across all the points and everything. So that is your dream team from Austria. Verstappen, Leclerc, Bottas, 3 big hitters, Gasly in the other Red Bull, and Norris right up there with the McLarens. Superb race from the McLaren, superb. Now onto your dud team. If you had Haas, the team, the drivers, you wouldn't have done very well at all. The poor guys. Not another not so good weekend for them. That's what you would have got if this was your team. You wouldn't have been spending your budget, so you wouldn't have been doing that well at all. But you never know. You might be going for the smallest amount of points. Who knows? You would have netted 2 from the whole weekend from all of that if you doubled Kubica's score for 43.5 million. But let's not worry about that. Let's think about this, because this is something that's different in my videos. We're looking ahead, we're looking at bonus chance, we're looking at bonuses, and in Austria this is what the state of play was. We had 2 drivers, Gasly and Ricciardo, who could have picked up a bonus from qualifying. They were 4 out of 5 races in the top 10 for qualifying, and in Austria we see Gasly picked up the points. That's why it was so high in the standings there. Unfortunately, Ricciardo didn't get to Q3. Poor Danny Ricciardo. So unfortunately misses out on that. For the race though, Gasly, here we go, 1, 2, 3, 4. He was our other driver. So Gasly up for 2 bonuses this race, and actually snagged both bonuses. So that's 5 for qualifying, 10 for the race. A bonus to 15 just for Gasly. if you picked him in Austria. Here are the constructors' bonus chances. So we had 3 teams, Ferrari, McLaren and Mercedes, all top 10 for qualifying for 2 races in a row. And for Austria, we had Ferrari. Both of them finished in Q3. McLaren did not. Unfortunately, Mercedes, though, they did. Both drivers finishing top 10, finishing Q3 in Austria. Both of those guys getting bonuses. And Ferrari and Mercedes, we had 1-2 races where they both finished top 10, and they both did in Austria. So that's +5 for Ferrari, +5 for Mercedes, and then both of them +10. So 15 bonus points for Ferrari and Mercedes this race in Austria. But now looking ahead, first of all, we have to look back to Monaco, because Hamilton, Vettel and Bottas have had 4 races qualifying top 10, finishing in Q3. Monaco, Canada, France, Austria. If they can do it in Great Britain, bonus 5 for those 3. Norris and Leclerc, we're looking 1 more race further ahead. They've gone top 10, Q3 in Canada, France and Austria. If they can do it in Great Britain, Germany will be their chance for a bonus 5 in qualifying. Onto the race, Hamilton, Vettel, Bottas and Verstappen have all had 4 races finishing top 10, with Great Britain the possible bonus for those guys. Leclerc as well, he's the guy that we're looking a bit further ahead. Canada, France, Austria, with the potential for Germany after a Great Britain top 10 finish. So if Leclerc can do it, Germany is his bonus chance for both qualifying and race. So depending on who you've got in your teams, you might want to swap into a Hamilton, Bottas or a Vettel. All 3 of those having a chance of 15 bonus points coming in Britain, and then swapping back to Leclerc for Germany, because he's got potential 15 coming up there. Norris is another good one, and Verstappen for the race. The constructors for qualifying, we have Red Bull, who've gone France and Austria top 10, both drivers qualifying top 10, with Great Britain being the potential for a 5. And then for the race, we have Red Bull and McLaren, France and Austria, both drivers in the team finishing top 10 in the race, with Great Britain being the chance for both of them to score points. So Red Bull, a good team to pick up for Britain, potential bonus 15 points for those guys come the end of the race. So we have the drivers' standings. Now, I actually need to apologise. The last few races I have been making mistakes aplenty. I haven't been adding the scores together. I've been using the old scores. So these are the new scores. After Austria, George Russell, value pick, 14.7 points per million, doing really well. Bottas, the next best, with 14.16 points per million, but still 51 points behind Hamilton. But that can be eclipsed. He can still take out the Drivers' Fantasy Championship. Verstappen coming in third with 295. You can see their respective values there. Gasly, the lowest of that top 10. Perez and Raikkonen both up there. Carlos Sainz jumping up into the top 10 with 101 points. The bottom 10 looks like this. Hulkenberg, Magnussen, Stroll, Kvyat being the performer there with the 10.65 value. Ricciardo second last still. Lando Norris, though, fourth last. He is someone who is on the up and up. McLaren are actually doing really well at the moment, finishing well, qualifying well. He could be a good pickup as well. His value's dropping slightly, just like Giovinazzi. Ricciardo, all dropping all the time. Hulkenberg, his value is still going up, even though he's kind of hovering in the middle in a Renault. Anywho, constructors' standings look like this, with Mercedes the value pick at 19.88 points per million. We also have McLaren and Toro Rosso tipping over 19 points per million. You can see their Mercedes romping away with the constructors' title at the moment. Ferrari still in there with the hunt, and Red Bull 350 points, with McLaren best of the rest with 152. Racing Point 151. Alright, on to the mini league. The Fox Blockheads Fantasy F1 League looks like this. The engine Blockheads leading it out ahead of Selma Mercedes, followed the sign Selma Hamilton, Mysterious Bright Mystery and SDG the Peeps, both joining only from Baku. So the weekend, let's have a look. We have 174 for the engine Blockheads, 165 Mysterious Bright Mystery, and Follow the Signs 161. So I had 2 of the top 3. Yeah! Alright. And since Baku, if we'd started this league in Baku, Mysterious Bright Mystery would be leading, but Engine Blockheads 10 points behind. Salma Mercedes another 52 behind Engine Blockheads. So not too far away. Creeping up on you, Kevin. Creeping up on you, Mysterious Bright Mystery. So let's have a look at the top teams from both of our other participants in the mini league. Having said that, if you'd like to join the mini league, jump on to fantasy.formula1.com, create your team, join the league. The league code will be in the description of this video, and you too can be featured on this video. Salma Mercedes looks like this with a total of 129. Not that crash hot for this weekend. Mysterious Bright Mystery 165 for this weekend. Mercedes and Bottas, Leclerc got some good chances for bonus points coming up. The Engine Blockheads from Austria looked like this with 174. Decent pickup right there. The Engine Blockheads, the change for Great Britain. I'm bringing in Norris, the local lad, McLaren driver who is on the up and up. Looking for Norris to score me some good points for the Engine Blockheads. And then follow the signs. Looks like this with 161. Another decent pickup. If only I'd given the turbo to Norris. Could have scored some big points there. But that's okay. The change, though, for Great Britain is I've given Norris the turbo and I've swapped Raikkonen in there for the Haas driver. There we go. That's my changes for Great Britain. The next race coming up this weekend. So we have a look. July 12 to 14, 2019 with qualification 2 p.m. July 13th. That's Saturday. That's local time. That's when you need to get your changes in for your fantasy teams to be active for this weekend. The British Formula 1 Grand Prix. Hopefully we can have a good showing from McLaren, good showing from Ferrari, good showing from Mercedes. Actually, Mercedes can afford to be knocked down off their perch just a tad, just a teeny bit. But of course, if you'd like to join the mini league, please look in the description for the details. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully this is helping you on your fantasy journey through the 2019 Formula 1 World Championship from a fantasy perspective. That's how you say it, is a perspective. My name is Fox Blockhead. Until next time, I'll see you later, alligators.